Thank you, guys. I'm not doing an open workout tonight, but I'm here to answer questions from any of you guys and say hello and maybe meet a few guys that don't treat me like the enemy, I guess. I can't hear any of you guys right now. Anybody, I don't know if they have microphones up there or anything, but any questions for me?
Will you marry me?
I don't know. What do you look like?
Hey, down here. Down here, right in front of you.
Yeah.
When did you get to England and how are you kind of adapting to the time zone? Are you coming off California time at all?
Yeah, actually, I'm still on California time. You know, I've been, we're planning on fighting at 5 in the morning here for the main event. So I've been trying to just, that's about 9 p.m. California time, so I'm trying to stay on that. And I've done a pretty good job. I've been training the last 2 mornings at between 4 and 5 in the morning. And going to sleep at about 7, waking up at about 3. And so I haven't seen much of the sunshine here, but you know, unfortunately, you guys have actually had sunshine. Normally, you don't, right?
One bank on having any more.
So when I come back, I probably, you know, if I come back to visit, I won't see any sunshine either, probably. But yeah, I've been just feeling great, actually, staying on that time frame and haven't tried to adjust at all. So, and it's been nice to have most of our media obligations like this are later in the afternoon, so we're able to sleep during the day.
It's probably been 20 minutes since you've last been asked whether this will be the last fight for you on Saturday night. Have you had any more thoughts now you're in the country, now you're in fight week? Has that been on your mind at all anymore?
Well, normally it wouldn't have been on my mind, but yeah, I've been asked that a number of times if I'm really going to retire. And yes, this will be my last fight, win or lose. You know, isn't 20 years enough of my ugly face in the octagon enough for you guys? So, and I honestly, I truly appreciate all the fan support and love that I feel worldwide from everybody, and all the best wishes that I've had. You know, not just from America, but everywhere has been, you know, taken on the inside, and I'm thankful to have that, and I feel great about this being my last fight. I had a great training camp. My body feels good, and you know, I do feel like I'm able to go another 2 or 3 years if I wanted to, but you know, I'm ready to spend a little bit more time with my family and kids, and they don't see me a whole lot productively during training camp. I've you know, after training sessions, I go home and veg out on the couch trying to recover and neglecting my dad and husband duties doing that. So I'm ready to retire, and you know, hopefully this is a good show for you guys here in Manchester as my last fight. Thank you guys. And I am already married, so I can't marry you.
Dan, you seem quite emotional speaking there, just down here. You seem quite emotional even speaking there, that this is going to be your last fight week. Talk to me about the emotions, and have you had to keep that in check coming into fight week?
You know, honestly, it hasn't been that tough to keep them in check at all. I haven't really even given it a whole lot of thought. That's probably as emotional as I have gotten this whole training camp. You know, just given that a little reflection right then. But you know, I feel great. Like this is just a normal training camp. I'm always gearing up, ready to give the best I can, and during training camp and for the fight. And yeah, I feel like I did a great job in this training camp preparing for, you know, my last fight and one of the most important fights that I'll ever have or ever have had.
But you know, if things are to go the way you want on Saturday night, early hours of Sunday morning, you drop another H-bomb on Michael Bisping, you know, surely you'll have to reconsider, no?
Nope. No, that would be just an ideal way of of retiring with the belt, I couldn't think of a better way to finish my career other than that one. And I'm ready. I'm mentally ready to kind of start a new chapter, but still be involved in MMA and still, go to most of the fights and watch from outside the octagon instead of from inside.
Dan, if this is your last fight, are you kind of soaking up and enjoying fight week a little bit more than you have in the past?
I don't know. Maybe not. I'm pretty much a hermit during fight week. I stay in my hotel room. I do the media stuff. I eat in my room. I brought my meals with me, so I stay on my diet, and I go down and work out, once a day with my team, and I don't get out a whole lot until after the fight.
Considering all the accomplishments in the sport, will the UFC Championship top the lot for you if you win on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think it might. I know I've done a lot in the sport and have had belts in various organizations and weight classes, and the way the world of MMA is right now, that there's no other organization close to having being on the top other than that UFC belt, and to have that belt and that would basically be the undisputed world champ is definitely on top of the list, and better than the Pride belts.
Dan, right here.
Yes.
You've been in plenty of rematches in your career. I think this is the 6th, only the 2nd for Michael. How do you approach, fighting an opponent for the 2nd time? I know it's been a very long break between the 2 matchups, but how does that adjust your strategy? How you prepare, all that?
Just like any other fight, I don't really look at the last fight and know that the same thing will happen in this fight coming up. I know he's a tough guy. He's been around a long time, and he's always in shape and ready to scrap, and I just need to make sure that I'm prepared for that, and I did. I did everything that I possibly could do to prepare for this fight, and it's just up to Saturday night to make sure that I implement my game plan and go out there and get the job done.
And maybe a better question to ask you after the fight, assuming it goes your way, but what do you think the UFC does with the belt after you retire as champion?
I think they've experienced this type of thing in the past a number of times. Just, they don't have any problem making either an interim or a new champion. And, I think the way the weight class is set up, that, a lot of the guys that are next in line are fighting each other within the next month or so. So, that could lead into right away a new champion at the weight class. So, and I'm not sure where Michael Bisping's gonna end up on that spectrum, but he'll probably have to challenge for a new belt to get his shot again after I beat him.
Yeah, and speaking of one of those fights, Gegard Mousasi, Vitor Belfort fighting in the co-main event. You have history with both. Just a quick thoughts and opinion on who you think wins that.
Both guys are tough and been around a long time. I think Vitor's extremely dangerous in that first round, and Gegard's one of those guys that's well-rounded and hard to hit, and I think it depends on who implements a game plan, and if Gegard gets out of that first round, I think he's got a good chance of beating him, but Vitor's got a great chance of finishing him in the first round as well.
Now, you know that this sold out within a matter of minutes. There's going to be 8 British fighters on the card. What's the atmosphere going to be like Sunday morning when you fight against Michael Bisping, the first British champion?
I think that's something you should ask them. How crazy will it be here Saturday or Sunday morning, I should say? You guys gonna get your coffee and come over, or spike your coffee and then come over for the morning fights? Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I fought in the UK twice already. Once in London, once in Dublin, and the fans were just extremely crazy. And it's been a long time since I've been over here and fought, and I was excited to come back, even though this is even though he lives in America, this is Michael Bisping's backyard, and I was still excited to come over and fight, and with the crowd that's over here is I'm sure will be crazy, and they just love MMA over here.
Do you have a lot of friends and family coming over for this fight?
Yeah, I'll have not so much family, but a lot of friends, and my wife's here. But I think I've got about 50 people that flew over from my gym and other places. But so I'll have a few people cheering for me out here. Any other questions? They got lights in my eyes. It's hard to see. All right.
I'm staying up to watch you fight, and how do you think the fight will go?
Well, I think I'm going to win.
Good answer.
Good answer. Yeah, I'm obviously, hopefully I can land a big H-bomb, but I'm looking to win every round and making sure that I punish them along the way, and the judges will see it my way if it does go to a decision. But obviously the best ending is similar to the last fight.
Boss, thank you.
Hi Dan.
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you. Mike said a lot of times that he's looking at this fight as revenge. Do you think he's too emotionally invested? And what's your take on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's probably had this in the back of his head for a long time. I haven't really given it a whole lot of thought until he won that belt, and people started, even then I wasn't really thinking about a rematch with him until all the fans started asking me if I was going to fight him again, and Dana White called me up and said, do you want to do it? And I said absolutely, and yeah, I don't know how that plays in his head. I just know that I just got to go out there and do my job and stay in his face, and hopefully he's confident with his hands after his last win and getting the knockout that he's going to come forward and I don't have to chase him as much. Seems like we might have a fight up there. Best knockout ever? I don't know. I like knocking out Vanderlei and Fedor probably. Michael Bisping wasn't too bad either, but I think I like both of those probably a little better than his.
Hi Dan, just want to say it's been here, mate.
Where are you at?
Right here.
Okay.
Just want to say it's been a pleasure watching you over these years. Seen something on Facebook today. I think you had a Manchester City shirt, did you? So yeah, I just wanted to ask if you're a Manchester City fan, and then what are you doing? You need to get on the red side.
Well, they kind of adopted me, as their fan because I guess Bisping's a Manchester United fan, so we don't watch a whole lot of football back in the States, so I just appreciate the support they gave me today. It was pretty cool seeing the stadium and how big and nice it was today, and I'd love to come back to experience one of the big games between the two. No problem. Any more? 9 years difference? I don't know if that'll be a big factor. It wouldn't be the biggest age gap that I've faced. I feel good. I feel young, and I guess mentally I'm probably younger than he is. I feel like I'm a young boy doing what I love to do, and every day in practice I just love getting in there and testing myself in that way. So I don't think age is going to be a factor at all. If anything, I've experienced that much more things in life and in the octagon than he has, and it's to my advantage. I'm sorry? Well, hopefully as soon as possible, but I'm okay going 5 rounds. I mean, I'm sure you guys would love to see us punch each other in the face for a little longer. But yeah, I'm ready to go 5 rounds and 5 hard rounds. I feel great about being able to do that, and if I can catch them along the way, that'll just be even more icing on the cake. I'm sorry? You know, after thinking about it, yeah, I think it's a fitting thing, especially the way that you know, the stars had to align for us to even be in this situation to fight each other. You know, I wasn't supposed to be on neither one of us were supposed to be on that fight card, and you know, my fight right before that got canceled, and they bumped me to that fight card against a new opponent, and Luke Rockhold's opponent got hurt, and Bisping took his place. And for us to be finding each other now, I think we had to both have spectacular wins that same night, and we both did. And you know, I think somebody upstairs wanted this fight to happen again, and yeah, I'm just thankful for that opportunity to be able to end my career with this type of a fight for the belt. You know, it's just. You know, I'm just honored to be here and able to do what I love to do, and with the opportunity that's in front of me. So I just don't want to waste this chance to be able to walk away with accomplishing the last goal in the sport that I have to achieve. So, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I'm here. I'm seeing you, hearing you. You're spilling beer on everybody over there. I appreciate that.
What do you have to say to the English fans that have come here just to watch you knock out Michael Bisping?
Well, I'm absolutely honored to have some English fans, especially fighting one of your countrymen, and you know, it's I appreciate that and feel it, you know, and you know, I was hoping to have a few of you fans over here when I got here, and you know, I think either way it'll be a good fight, and hopefully a good show for you guys to experience. What do I think about Michael's destiny? Well, I think his destiny was to win that belt so he can give it to me. He might not be awake when he gives it to me, but he's going to give it to me. Okay, one more, guys. They're kicking me off the stage. I will sign those gloves. And here, one more question. I'm sorry? I didn't hear you. I think he's still suspended anyway. I don't know if he's still knocked out, but he had a mandatory 6-month suspension, which I've never heard of before, but I must have done it good. So, yeah, it was a good elbow. Hopefully, you know, I can do something similar to that. Michael's a little taller, so I don't think I can get my leg up that high, but I'm going to try. I really appreciate you guys having me here and being here to support me and the sport, so thank you guys.